Maybe passport bros are going overseas because they're looking for women who value family. All right, so I want to talk about this interview this is about 3 days ago. And this, I guess this is some kind of celebration because there's a very celebratory tone in the interview. So I want you to listen to, 3 little small snippets from the interview and kind of get a feel for just her state as she's in the middle of a divorce.
You radiate, you glow. How are you doing?
I am doing fantastic. Yeah. I am doing great. I feel very blessed. I'm very
blessed. Now remember, this is the woman that's going through a divorce.
Very honored to be here. I mean, what a great event to go to. I mean, you know me. I'm all about women empowerment and supporting women. I'm also here.
Okay, so she's about the empowerment and women. That's great, but she does have an 11-year-old daughter who's about to go through a divorce, and that as a mother, that probably should be her. I don't know. Who knows? I guess it's a different day and age now, but what she's doing is she's freeing herself from the oppression of, I don't know, modern marriage. So to each his own, but she kind of, I mean, that's kind of what she's insinuating, is that she was oppressed in the marriage, and this is the beginning of her liberation. I want you to listen to the second part, and this is really interesting because I want you to focus on how much she's referring to herself and uses the word I in talking about this situation.
So I have to tell you, I'm going to say it again. You're glowing on a different level. And I know you're going through something right now,
yes,
but there's been a lot of fans who have really just showed so much love and support.
Okay, so basically she's going to talk about how, she's got support, but remember, this is, I mean, whatever is going on here, she's the protagonist, not the 2 children. And so listen to how she kind of basically is addressing the fact that she's fighting her way through this oppressive divorce and everything, and she's being a hero through all of, heroine through all of this.
What do you make of that?
I am really, I have to be honest with you, so overwhelmed by all of the support and the love that I have received over the past week or 2. And I'm just so grateful of the community and just...
So she's referring to messages and things that basically social media has basically kind of reinforced her position that, you're great, you have value, everything. And if you look at it from the way that I see it, it almost kind of suggests that the validation that she's getting from social media is more important than keeping her family intact and, the stability of her kids. And because you can hear
the fans that I have and the women, you guys really do.
We ride for our girls.
And I really, really appreciate that. I'm all about inspiring and encouraging.
So basically she's saying that the support she got from social media is what basically helped her get through these difficult times. Now, this is the last part. This is somewhere toward, this is like the 2-minute mark. And this is when they finally start talking about the children. And this is what inspired me to make this video, because if you're a child of divorce, you understand it doesn't sound anything like this. But take a listen.
I ride for you, but I also ride for Cairo, and I ride for Cree, and I saw they got that Disney trip.
Oh my God.
How are the little ones holding up?
They are doing amazing.
Have you ever been in a divorce as a kid, and you're as a 4-year-old and an 11-year-old, and you were doing amazing? Your parents are splitting up and they're doing amazing. I want you to hear that again. I want you to hear that again, just so you know that is coming out of her mouth in the middle of the divorce.
Disney trip.
Oh my God.
How are the little ones holding up?
They are doing amazing. I mean, Cairo, she is so wonderful. She's awesome. She actually told me a few days ago, she was like, Mommy.
Okay, so she's going to tell the story, but that's not believable. That's just not believable. A 4-year-old is not doing amazing when their mother and father are breaking up. An 11-year-old girl is certainly not doing amazing when her father and her mother are breaking up. That's ingenuous. and to kind of paint that kind of face on it, it's just it really gets under my skin. And there's so much divorce now. It's hard. A good number of people that are watching this video, probably a good percentage of them have either directly experienced divorce of their parents or know of a friend who has. And so to just say, oh yeah, the kids, the minors that are elementary school age and a toddler, oh yeah, they're doing amazing. It's amazing. It's almost like the divorce is not even happening. It really gets under my skin. But I want to kind of juxtapose this against, and I want to kind of introduce, I'm not even introducing you really, but this is Gail Nelson, and she has a YouTube channel. I'll put her name here so you can search her, and please subscribe to her channel, because as I think she's Guyanese from South America, and she addressed this, and she's kind of incredulous to just the tone of all of it. But I'll let you listen to her speak for it herself.
Yeah. And I've said before, I can understand if you're, in an abusive marriage or something like that, but women are just leaving just because they don't get tingles anymore.
Mm-hmm.
After 18 years, that's almost like a waste. Like, what are you gonna do? Get married again when you're 60, 70?
Yep.
Mark.
Yeah, so she's basically saying that it doesn't compute. Like, what in this situation, she filed irreconcilable differences, and I guess there weren't any police reports, and so there's nothing really to say that there's something clandestine happening. So it almost suggests that I was bored or I was unhappy, something I wasn't feeling right, and so you know what? My happiness is paramount, so the kids need to get used to being shuffled between me and the dad's house, because I need to find my happiness, and my kids are going to have to adjust themselves to it, right? But there's more. I want you to listen more. Subscribe to her channel, Gail Nelson. She brings a really unique perspective to this. Listen.
Try everything. Exhaust all your resources. But just irreconcilable differences listed as the reason usually means I'm bored. He doesn't give me tingles anymore. It's a stupid reason. And this is something I want to make a video on, and I haven't yet, but marriage is not necessarily, well, I shouldn't say that. A small part of the marriage, yes, is for husband and wife, but once you have kids, it is definitely no longer about you.
And if you want to understand why guys getting passports and going overseas, it's not just about guys wanting to get a bunch of girls. Guys want families. Men want families. Like, you want to see a man happy? A man who really cares about family happy? Watch that man take his boy to baseball practice and then come home, or go to a baseball game and sit with his wife and watch that kid play baseball. That is happiness. Watch a little girl play softball or piano, whatever, and let her excel at it, and be able to sit and watch with your wife, and then go out to dinner or go back home and eat dinner together, and be able to just enjoy the experience and the memories of having those family members. Guys want that. And so you hear her saying, look, it's going to get difficult after the kids get here. We already understand that. It's not a romantic comedy. It's not a movie. It's life. But once the kids get here, some sacrifices are going to have to be made, because that's what family actually is. And so if your happiness becomes paramount over kids, how can you have a family? The first time you deal with some difficulties, you're going to say, you know what? I'm unhappy. The kids are going to have to get used to this, because I'm going to find my happiness. That's first. But one more small point, and I'm actually going to post this live stream and I'm also going to add her in this title, because if you haven't had a chance to listen to the stream, it's a really good stream, and I really want you to subscribe. But this is where she's going to talk about. Just listen.
Yes, exactly. The children. And I know a lot of people, well, I don't know if people do this anymore. I'm sure you guys remember, like 80s, 90s, maybe even early 2000s. People had this thing where they would wait until the kids were in college to divorce. Do you remember that? People used to do that so much. Like, if it's not working, let's wait until the kids are old enough. Because the younger they are, the more traumatizing it is.
Yep.
Now people just don't care. People are like leaving when their baby's like 8 months old.
And there is the juxtaposition between Tia Mowry and why you're seeing, I mean, because you got to remember now, look, Tia Mowry, if you grew up in the West, you know that, Sister, a lot of people watch that show. She's an idol to a lot of young women in America. And so you see this kind of behavior. She has a 4-year-old and an 11-year-old, and hey, listen, I'm not getting what I want out of this marriage, so you know what? I got to do what I got to do, and the kids are going to figure out their places in it. And that is kind of a role model, right? So if I get in a marriage and it's not what I think it should be, I'm going to blow it up because that's what my idol did. Why shouldn't I do the same thing? And I want to make this message, I'll make this message clear for guys getting passports. Listen, you don't have to feel any shame at all when you're look at the title. Why Tia Mowry feels blessed after a divorce. You think that 4-year-old is blessed at all in any of this? If you were a child of a divorce, did you enjoy the divorce any at all? Even if your parents weren't in an ideal marriage, was it fun? Going through the limbo of where am I going to live, new neighborhood, shuffling between two houses, going through disputes on where you're going to spend Christmas and Thanksgiving and little stuff like that, to say that, oh yeah, the kids are amazing. Like, look, guys don't want to go through that, man. They don't want to go through that. Men want the families that they saw that their grandparents and their great grandparents had. Well, their marriage is perfect? Probably not. But we had family, and now we don't even have family. It's just this kind of piecemeal, kind of figure it out as we go. But I'm going to make sure that my immediate happiness is paramount. And we just have a mess. It's a mess. And guys want to get away from the mess. Look, if you want to get a feel for that, watch this stream and look at the comments in the stream from guys. Like, it's almost like marriage is a repellent. And it's unfortunate. It's really unfortunate because regular average guys want families. Like, that's what makes society go. I got a family. I got to work hard for my family. I got my kids. I'm going to bust my back for my kids. And my wife is going to be there by my side, and let's go. But if we don't have that, guys are just saying, well, there's nothing keeping me here. Get my passport. Let's go. Anyways, I'm not going to make this too long, but I just want to say thank you guys for watching, and please like and subscribe, and please feel free to comment, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Take care, guys.